Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 384. Back to basics with Zen and Stella Swap. We're going to be doing a quick recap of what we were working to cover last night, as well as just some basics with Zen that we'll deep dive into tomorrow. Midweek review on Zen as well, and so with a little bit of info from Zen UK as well. We hope that you're all having a great, wonderful time wherever you are in the world. So GM. I am your host, Player One Taco, coming to you live from somewhere nowhere in Dallas, Texas today. Getting ready for Permissionless 2023 in Austin, Texas, starting on the 10th for the one-day hackathon, and then 11th, 12th, and 13th. We'll be in Austin for a little bit longer than that, but really looking forward to an amazing time. Amazing people, and really cool to see what's being built out there. So with no further ado, we are going to be hopping over into, how we like to do it. Wrong thing. There we go. Is that the wrong? That is still the wrong thing, I think. So let's go with that. There we go. Remove that and add to stage. So as you can see, what we are going to be covering today with Zen, but first we're going to be covering Stella Swap, and as always, a little house cleaning. We want to thank everyone for joining us. Please be respectful with all comments, but we want to do a huge shout out to all of our friends and family over on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and Telegram. Please like, subscribe, comment, follow. Tell me how horrible I am, or what you like, what you want us to talk about. I think one of the things we're going to be talking about coming up in this week is contracts, as well as DYDX. So look for that with the Back to Basics this week. And we will be on the road Saturday, so new location as we get to Austin for the hackathon starting on Sunday, which is going to be an amazing time. As we get into Stella Swap is a DEX on Moonbeam. Is the first mainnet parachain of Polkadot. What that means is the Polkadot ecosystem is built with its mainnet and testnet, Kusama. But what's their binding chain is called Substrate, which is a authority chain, which makes sure that all other chains are aligned and at the same block progression, and that there's no faulty blocks. And so it's sort of like a master key in a way, just making sure everything is at grade, and that everything is providing that security that there hasn't been anything wrong with that chain, and that it's good to go for the next block. The reason I love the term substrate is because it's sort of like I think of substrate when I think of the term earth, dirt. And the way I like to explain Polkadot, and different EVM chains per se, is different chains are giant trees on different sand dunes, and on these chains you have trees, you have forks, you have ecosystems, you have bugs, you have just an entire growth system on this tree, but it's stable to this tree. Now, way far away, you see another tree that has its own ecosystem, but how do you get there? Well, in the desert, the fun way to get from here to there is via dune buggies. Dune buggies traveling around sand dunes, goes hand in hand. But to use a pun, things happen when you're traveling from one tree to another tree. Normally, zero incidents. Sometimes your dune buggy can get lost. It can run out of gas, or it can get hijacked. Desert pirates and all like that. But it's one of those things that can happen, or break down in some way, shape, or form. Not saying don't trust bridges. Bridges have really worked a long way to come a long way, and so there's some really good stuff out there. Me personally, I love everything out of satellite, which is Axelar. comparison to Layer Zero. Both are amazing tech stacks. I like the team more on Axelar. I can't say horrible things about Layer Zero, and so there's nothing bad to say. But if you're looking at two oranges, you're setting two oranges in front of me. I'd pick the Axelar orange any day. And I just sort of really like the way that they work with individual projects to integrate tech stacks, bridge support, and then their interchain interoperability platform that they built out is really cool and something I really like. So one of the big things that we were talking about tonight is Stella Swap, and like I've sort of said a bunch of different times, some of the best ways to start for things, looking for things, the first time is via Twitter, and so from here, what we will look for is Stella Swap. Then please be mindful of what is that word? Scams. They happen all the time. And so, Stella Swap, with an A, not stellar. But this is what we're looking for today is Stella Swap. And one of the things where you can go from here is directly to their link tree, which will take you to, you can click on their website, which is Stella Swap, STELLASWAP.com. And that will take you to the Stella Swap page. Bug bounty, tokenomics, and docs. We've talked about those before. You can find their information. One of the things that Stella Swap really works to do is put the same information out everywhere. Medium, Reddit, their GitHub, their documentation center, Telegram group. It's a really cool thing. Also LinkedIn, really cool thing that they have going on there. So by clicking on launch app, that launches the DEX itself, which really does a great factor on that. So one of the big things, with permissionless that I do want to just point out is that if you are coming, let me know. Let's meet up. Would love to see you. Would love to do an interview with you, learn more about what you're doing. Would love to have you on TacoBytes as well. Talk about what motivates you, what you find interesting in crypto, and what you're doing and finding fun in. So one of the things that we're going to be showcasing here is both Stella and Glimmer is the gas layer of Moonbeam. And so, like I was talking about earlier, with those different sand dunes and those trees. So all of these trees are, living far apart. And then, what is the largest organism living on Earth? For a while, people used to say an aspen grove. But what they found out was really it was the aspen grove root system. It was the mycelium fungus. So largest living, the substrate around the root system. So what's below the earth, that layer zero, that layer zero system, that root system, to where all these chains are connected. And substrate is that platform that they can all grow into. So think about all the different chains that you can grow, different chains for different things. And that's one of the really cool things about Polkadot is how much it can be formulated and moved out on. So really, really, really cool to see that go. We wanted to show you all the different features within Stella Swap. We're going to go through both, as you can see, they have a buying crypto section. And that is, if you don't have anything directly, you can buy via different credit card features through Transact, as well as Apple Pay and Google Pay. And so one of the things that you find with a lot of farms, V2 farms, is you need 50-50 to trade into it. And so we can look at those real quick just for a second, and then we will move back over. And you can see these are the main pools that right here that are V2. There's a tri pool, which is Frax, USDT, and USDC wormhole, and that's paying 3.79% with a 280 glimmer and 3,703 Stella. And then we have a Moonwell Glimmer. We have a Mai and Tripool, so 4 tokens that trade between. And then we also have a USDC, Axelar, and Wormhole. So those that are trading between Wormhole, USDC, and USDC Axelar. We do have a little bit something here. So we're going to Well and Glimmer. So what we're going to do is, since we have a Glimmer pool here that we want to sort of showcase a little bit, we'll show you how to zap into that. So what a zap does is it takes 1 token and it then splits it in half into that liquidity pair and pairs them together. So we're going to take this Glimmer and we're looking for the Well Glimmer, which should be right. Oh. Let's see here. No, I do not know where the Well Glimmer is. It was here earlier. So if a project doesn't have a zap, what you can do is go directly to the LP pool itself. Let's see here. I think we might need to fresh out of this. And so we'll go directly over to the V2. And we will see, we will go directly to the Well Glimmer. And we will get to the add liquidity. And so this means that we're going to have to trade to get into it. And so we have 149 Glimmer. We're going to do 25 on each side. So we're going to trade 25 Glimmer for Well. So we'll go back over to swap. Let's see something real quick. Let's see if they have. So they don't have the Well. All right. So we're going to do Glimmer to Well. And we're going to do 25 Glimmer, because we're also going to be doing 25 Glimmer on that side as well. No, let me make sure I'm doing a good trade. One thing that I want to showcase real quick on making sure you're doing a good trade is you can always sort of see what your slippage is and what your minimum received is as well. And so because I'm staking Stella as well, I get a 25% refund on the gas costs. So we're going to confirm that swap. And if you haven't already added Well to your MetaMask, you can do that by clicking on that there. We've had that token added, so we're going to add that there. And since we already have, that's going to take about 30 seconds to pend. So we'll go back over to our stable V2 farm. And from there, we will be going over here and then going back into the Well Glimmer, into the added liquidity. And we will be then adding both the Well and the Glimmer as well. We have to approve that. And now when you're approving something, there's 2 ways that you're going to see things out here. You're going to see a custom spending cap, which will usually be in a very high, outrageous number. or you can do it the max, which is the max amount that you have. And what you're doing there is you're allowing the maximum amount that for that contract to have access to. It's one of the ways you can protect yourself by, let's say, for instance, I left the default in. It then came in and had a full piece into it. So there, let's say that contract, we left it at 1 million well, and then that contract got exploited somehow. They would, if they were able to access, I gave that contract access to 1 million well, they would be able to pull up to 1 million well. So it's one of those ways that you can protect yourself by just changing it over to max, that, or you can type in personally how much you want to put into that. So let's say I wasn't using all 959 point whatever. I could change that to the actual amount that I was going to give that protocol access to. So I could have given it access to just 500 if I so wanted. So it's something that you will see sort of, you'll see more and more over time. Default versus max. Max gives you the max amount that you actually have. Default is that high number, because what they're trying to do also is make it easier for less transactions for you. So if you have $1,000, but you're only going to be spending $10 at a time, or 10, 15, whatever, that max cap that you approve will be the max amount that you can transact without having to approve more. So if you approve 1,000, you could move up to, in smaller blocks, up to 1,000 before you would have to do a new spending cap approval. So from here, we're going to confirm adding liquidity. Confirm. So as you can see here, because I clicked on max well, it pulls the max glimmer as well, which is 24.93 for that 50-50 split that a V2 pool has, where a V3 is ratioed based on price metrics, as well as for the pool that you put into. So we see here going into that, and then we have that submitted. And so we'll wait for that, as you can see here. And so we'll go back over to that V2 farm. And as you can see that's been added as liquidity. We can now add that liquidity both we approve and then stake. Once again, changing that from default to max. And then what that is that's 136 tokens that is an equalized pairing of well glimmer. So one token equals an equal pairing ratio of well and glimmer. So once that's approved, we can then stake that. And that will bring that up, as you can see, for those that are following along. It will take a second, as you can always follow with here in the upper right hand corner, pending transaction. As it takes a moment. Block time for Moonbeam is right around 30 seconds, 28 to 30 seconds. So that's what it will take. And as you can see now, it has moved completely over to our stake side within the Moonwell and Glimmer pool, earning roughly 58.99%. And so that has a 600 Stella and 103,000 well incentive. and that sort of brings a nice, easy showcase to that. The other things that we have here, obviously, as we've seen, the swap. And, swapping between any asset. If you don't see an asset listed, you can always paste the contract address into here, and then it will become an imported contract that you're able to see more up of here in your token list. From here, we'll also see there's the X-Chain Lend Borrow, which brings through Prime. And then there's also a lend borrow piece here from Moonwell. Let's see here. And so you can see how Moonwell has actually updated everything as well, which is really cool to see them building that up. Really excited to see what they're doing next. And as they've moved different portfolios up, and what you're able to do, you can stake well and earn. Let's see here, accept terms. And so we can showcase you well real quick. I think we have, we did a video one time, so we think we might actually have a little bit of well staked. As you can see, it's 2 days to unstake with a 10-day cooldown period. So max, let's stake. And this is a 27 well that was harvested during our adding to that LP. And as you can see here, max is already filled in. Different protocols have different settings as well. Some will do a default number. Some will do only the number for that transaction. As we wait for a confirmation of approval to approve staking, and then a second transaction to stake as well. Now, some people might wonder, why do you have to do an approval if blockchain is final? Why do you have to approve? Well, it's its own the smart contracts way of sort of just making sure that it has permission to interact with. So sort of like first giving approval to go into going into a pantry to go look and see what you want. So we're going to then approve the stake. And we'll see that go through shortly. And as you can see, Moonwell has actually added support to base as well. So let's go through that one more time. We might be out far too many decimals. So let's bring that back. Let's just enter. Let's just do 27. Well, 27 well. And you'll sometimes get these errors where you have to repeat yourself. And sometimes what that is you'll just have to refresh the page, and that refreshes the connection to your wallet and rescans your wallet for approval. I do have a pretty tight settings down for having to get new permission for things. So we'll check on that real quick. As you saw that when I was going through Stella Swap, every time I switched pages, wanting to reconnect to my MetaMask, as well as making sure that it was on the right network. So as you can see, that went through. Confirm stake. Now, I do recommend only trying on chains like Ethereum, approving staking only once before once you know that confirmation has gone through. So as you can see, it's being submitted on chain. And that is pending. So like I said, it takes about 30 seconds. And you can see where this launched September 7th, 2022. And we can go see over here into governance as well. Oh. There we go. And we'll go back through this later on. But sort of the piece within here, we can sort of showcase what we're lending. We have 5 Glimmer that we've lent, that we supplied in a different, and so this is a borrow lend protocol, sort of something fun that you can see have go through, and rewards that slowly build up as time goes on as well. As you can see, we have 0.08 Glimmer and 1 well for that, so we can do an extra 18 Glimmer, and this is what that'll look like. And it gives us a credit limit of $2.60, meaning we could borrow pretty much, I think, right around 55% of our total supply. So that is the different pieces here within. We could borrow different amounts. This is what we can currently borrow till the protocol catches up to our deposit. We could borrow more Glimmer. We could borrow USDC. As you can see, our supply was successful. So that is with the lend borrow and the X chain. So the stable V2 is if you have direct liquidity that might not be in a pool that you see that you want to make specifically, you're able to do that here within the standard AMM or the stable AMMs as well. And one of the next things is the farm Pulsar, the V3. We'll get into that in just a second, but I want to show you both the X Stella and my as well. So with my minting, one of the things that you can see here is you can use both X Stella or Glimmer. And we'll talk about X Stella, but X Stella is basically Stella token, a token of Stella Swap. And once you stake it, you get X Stella, and you earn a reward of Stella that you can restake or do whatever you want with. But what this does is this allows you to deposit and loan via Moonwell or mint my, as a stable $1 my with collateral. So it's an over collateralized stable, meaning you have to deposit a certain amount and you can borrow based upon that. And now if it deviates, you could get liquidated. So that's one of the really hard things to be mindful of. As you can see here, we can max borrow 0.24 my. We could withdraw 1.97 wrapped Glimmer. So Glimmer and wrapped Glimmer are the same. And then same thing with Stella. We can borrow, withdraw, borrow / mint my, or repay, burn my to get back our initial tokens. And that is the mint my section piece. What I want to show here is the X Stella, where you can stake your Stella for 32%. Then you'll have X Stella. You could go mint my, then put that into a farm or do something along those lines. One of the next things you can do once you go through and stake Stella is you can add that Stella X Stella into the stake Stella pool where you're earning 40.32%. Now, one of the things I want to make clear with this is these are high APRs. The reason why they're high is because they are based off of emission standards. And like we were talking about yesterday, Stella has roughly a 35,000 Stella, created, not created, but airdrop to people each day, emissioned. And so because of that, there's a high APR, meaning a lot of people are dropping that and selling their extra Stella that they're getting for free, or part of it, as they, while all of that X Stella comes out. And so we see a big piece of that being moved around and a lot of cool stuff there. But the reason why that APR is sort of high is to help get those emissions out, because that underlying token might lose value in comparison over the length of time that it will have its emissions period for. And so it hopes to dissipate that decline in value by people selling it by giving out higher rewards for it. So you'll see different pools that have higher incentive APRs, and that's sort of where they come from. As you can see here, within Stella Swap, by staking X Stella, you're earning 40% over the normal 32%. You're able to harvest whenever you want, but based on the amount that you're staking, you could earn, 25, 50, 75, I think up to 90% of the gas fee refund each month that you get from the site. So there's something that's a really cool piece that Stella Swap has built into it, and really happy to see that being used a lot as well. So one of the things before, we get into the V3, the Pulsar, there's two tabs for it right here, Pulsar, as well as under here, Farm Pulsar. But with transfer, there's Nomad, there's Axelar's Satellite, there's Nansen. Then there's, if you don't have any gas, if you don't have any Glimmer, you can swap for gas via an atomic swap. And then easy way to bridge your assets to from Moonbeam via Wormhole, and then XC transfer cross-chain, meaning if you're wanting to trade within the Polkadot ecosystem. So if we wanted to go from Moonbeam and let's see here, then go to, for instance, Akala, and we wanted to transfer our Akala, we would then we would deposit the Akala. So if we wanted to deposit 10 of that, and then we would need to deposit to our Polkadot wallet, sub wallet, Talisman, or Polkadot JS. Since we don't have that on this page, we're not able to do that to showcase that, but we will at a different time. Lastly, I want to show you guys the V3 within Stella Swap. And as you can see here, total value locked right now is 6.15 million. And Pulsar 2.4 is the total value locked here, as well as daily value is almost $500,000. Pretty cool to see. Really love what's been going on. There's three different tab pools. Both the blue chip and the parachain. So if you're looking for something specific, you can find which has a good APR, which might have rewards, 24-hour volume as well as the TVL, total TVL within that. You can go between both blue chip as well as parachain specific, like a Star or Phala. We also have IBC in here as well, and CFG is its own asset class as well. So some cool stuff going on in here. Finally, we have the community pools. And from the community pools, you can see what kind of APR you're getting, CFG Glimmer, no excess, no incentivized rewards, 24-hour volume, what the TV total value locked is, 882. And so you can see those any pool that has over $200, I think it is, will show up here as well. So from here, which is really cool, you can see with the CFG dot, that's paying out 114%. Ooh, excuse me, paying out in both CFG and Stella. And so as well as there's the dot D20 and dot as well pool, that's paying 210%. I think we had one that was slightly better than that. The D20 and Glimmer pool, 200 Stella plus 1,670 Glimmer is also being paid out each day in that. 14,000 in daily volume and 38,000 total volume locked. So a lot of cool stuff there. Wish they were giving out some D20. That would be a really incentivized pool to get into, but you might want to check out what the reward pages look like so you can sort of see what ones that might interest you. Now, how do you deposit into a V3? We're going to showcase with just Glimmer and D20. Now, if you remember, we don't have any D20, so we would have to trade if we wanted some. And let's see here. That is what we're going to do, but we're going to do it in a slightly different way. So we're going to showcase how to make a one-sided pool with upside price action. We'll see right here where the current price is 18.17. And we're at minimum price is 17.55. So if we up that to where it is 18.18, as you can see, it will be out of range and we won't be earning anything, but boom. There we go. What we can do here, we can put in Glimmer, which means that people will be wanting to buy Glimmer with their D20. And we'll see that slowly go up in price. So they're trying to buy Glimmer with their D20. And this is how we'll get into this one-sided tree, this one-sided farm as well. And so we'll deposit into that. And then we will stake that NFT for farming rewards as well. And that will showcase us on Stella Swap. Like I said, Glimmer is the main fuel for the fire, the gas. Glimmer is Moonbeam's equivalent of ETH on Ethereum to pay for transaction fees and everything like that. As you can see through here, then we're generating an NFT. And then next up, we'll farm that NFT as well. And that's a price range of 18.18 cents up to 23 cents. Right now, D20 is at 18 cents, 0.17. So we'll see it go up just a little bit, and we'll start if people are selling their D20 for Glimmer, then that's where we'll see price action, and we'll start to see a little bit of upswing, as well as collecting fees on that, which is pretty nice. We did a semi-tight range right above 4.5 cents above current price, so we can let this sit for a while and just reap those rewards. If it goes too lopsided, it will. That's where in permanent loss, it can, as our tokens are trading, we'll have less of traded tokens, but we'll have the opposite end of that trade. So, we have 100 Glimmer on one side and it's a 0 trade on the other side. If 10 tokens were to equal 1 token A, we would then have 90 Glimmer and 10 of 1 of token A, as that we see that sort of build up. So as you can see through our dashboard, this is where we have 2 out of range pieces because we were showcasing USDC and Glimmer, what our APR is, total value, and then what that's going on right there. So we see a decent range once that price action starts to move and gives us a little bit more support on that. If you have any questions about Moonbeam or about StellaSwap, please let me know in the comments. We hope that you're having a good time joining us. I just want to do a quick shout out to everyone. Lastly, what I want to do is I want to showcase Zen Crypto, as Zen is having a October 8th will be its 1-year anniversary. What it is more closely getting ready for is launching on Optimism as well. So who is like let's see here. As you can see here, Jack is working with the new AI that he's building out for Zen Crypto. Zen Crypto is a decentralized blockchain platform that empowers users around the globe. It's part of the Zen ecosystem and is committed to upholding the first principles of crypto in all its endeavors. It is an innovative approach to mining that emphasizes decentralization, accessibility, and sustainability. How you get Zen, it's a simple process. It is a proof of participation token. Yes, you can buy it on the open market, or you can create it yourself by just paying the gas fee for starting that transaction and finalizing that transaction as well. Based on the amount of time you wish to wait between those transactions equals more Zen for you. This is a complete community token. We've seen 20 projects launch up from that. And so what I wanted to show you guys today is how to mint on, I think Polygon. We can do a Polygon today. And what I want to sort of showcase that for you we'll do Moonbeam. And so we'll showcase 2 things. There's both vanilla, what's known as vanilla minting and vanilla staking. And then what I want to showcase over here is our Zen NFTs, which you'll be able to see different ones. So as you can see here, we have 35. We've redeemed a bunch of them. You see that our next claim is in 279 days. So that means that's how far out we were willing to wait. So we received more Zen in that. As you can see here, 454 days with 331 days left. This one, 434 days with 279 days left. So we started this about just under 23 days ahead of these two, and you can sort of see that significant difference, but is both between the amount of days for the term and how many people mint or claim afterwards. So we're going to just showcase what it's like to mint one collector. We're going to do a max VMU and max day, which is 467, and we're going to mint that out. And what we can also do here is we can do one for 365. And once that's done minting, we'll have that new Zen NFT to look at as well. There's a lot of stuff coming up with Zen launching on Base and DBZen and Phoenix all launching on Base as well. Next up is Optimism. Big thing that I've heard difference with this Zen on Optimism is it's going to be limited from 3,000 days like it is on all other chains to 300 days. So 10 times as fast for complete mint to sort of see what that is like. And as you can see here, we're minting out a new Zen NFT as well. Boom. And so some cool stuff is just happening within the Zen ecosystem, and we hope that you're ready to be part of it. We're going to head over to Base real quick because I think we have some Zen NFTs we actually have to claim. One of the things that you'll want to keep track of when you mint Zen is that there's a up to 7-day what is the word I'm thinking? 7-day penalty period. So if you don't claim it on that first day, you'll start accruing penalties up to 99% by day 7. And for some people, that can be a lot. And I totally 100% understand that. This is a proof of participation project, so it really sort of showcases what needs, not a set and forget type of thing. As you can see here, we have assets coming in. As we mint these Zen NFTs, we're using VMUs, which is 5 virtual minting units. So it's like I'm working with 5 wallets all at once to mint these out for me. And we will confirm that and see that slowly start to go. And our last one. Start to come as well. One of the projects that's really big in the Zen ecosystem is DB Zen and Phoenix, where you get to burn Zen. And so large quantities of Zen is getting burned for these 2 protocols, as well as what's coming out through the pipeline. And there's a lot of interesting stuff. I hope that you've had a great TacoBytes tonight as we've done some back to basics, going through using a DEX and minting on Zen and what that looks like. As we end this episode, I want to just do a quick shout out to everyone on Xenon, Tire family over there. Amazing. I see everyone building over there, and it's really cool. I'm happy to be part of that. Xenon, same thing. Telegram, Discord, and Twitter and LinkedIn. Huge shout outs to everyone there. Thank you so much for joining us. And then at the same time, I want to thank everyone on YouTube. I do have to do that constant. Please like, subscribe, push those little buttons. I think they're over there in this video. That like, subscribe, and comment, please. Really helps my algorithm out, allows me to earn a little bit eventually, as long as we keep creating. So I hope that you have a wonderful night. And as we end every episode, we end with our words of wisdom and the best, worst, knock joke on the face of the planet. And our words of wisdom are the same that we say every night. And so we want to thank you for being part of this. And our words of wisdom are: a closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth. Meaning, if no one knows you're looking for opportunity can never come a knocking. And if opportunity does come knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. With that, we have a great night. See you all in Permissionless. Hello, Liam. And, huge shout out to you. Thank you for all your support and much love. And then with that, we end with the greatest, worst knock joke on the face of the planet. Are you guys ready? Guys and gals ready for this? Knock.